welcome. Hi, welcome back. Hi, welcome overstimulation. Okay, welcome back to the podcast. Oh, let me turn this off.
Yeah, we're still on the rocket ship.
Yes, we are still on the Enterprise. I think this is the Enterprise. I hope it is. This is the
Yeah,
old Enterprise, right? Or the new one?
this is the old Enterprise. Old Enterprise. For those of you who can't see us, we're not on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. If you're not on YouTube or you're not watching on video, we are on the Enterprise. Um, and we're hanging out. So today we have a mess of different topics. It's sort of just going to be a jambalaya of topics. Did you want me to start with one of mine?
Yeah,
All right, let me pull one up. Let's see. Oh, the first one. Let's start it off with a nice banger. Um, First one is Wells Fargo. I asked you if you knew about this and you didn't, so we're going to get live reactions while we are recording this.
okay.
Wells Fargo, there's a major news thing that's going on as of the day of this recording. Recently, it was discovered that a Wells Fargo employee was found dead at her desk. The problem is she had been dead for 4 days. It took them 4 days to find her at her desk. They 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 went to work, clocked in and clocked out for 4 days
And she,
before
and she was
someone
just
noticed.
lying. She was just lying on the desk.
Yep.
Oh, brother.
Yup. 4 days. 4 days. Originally, people said it was 3, and then the actual information came out and it was 4. 4 days. No custodians, no other workers, no boss, no nothing. And, you know, the company made a statement to the family and is going to be with the family as deep sorrow as this occurs. Realistically, it's probably someone that the company designated to handle the family so that the PR doesn't look bad, because they're probably doing damage control over the fact that someone literally worked themselves to death. But
I can't imagine it. I mean, if you walk by somebody, and even if you're not friendly with them, and they have their head on the desk, you would say, you would tap them and say, "You okay? How you feeling?" 4 days, and you got to start to smell after a few
yeah,
days.
I mean, look here, we'll pull it up. I'm This will probably be on the recording too. Wells Fargo employee found dead at her desk days after she had last clocked into work, authorities say. And we scroll
Mm.
down. Wells Fargo employee, corporate office in Arizona, clocked in will be her last day on Friday. And her body was found 4 days later at her cubicle desk, where she died sometime during the weekend, according to Temp Police Department.
Mm.
Denise, 60, worked at Wells Fargo and had scanned into the building at 7 a.m. on Friday. And there were no further scans from her either in or out of the building. And then on August 20th, security site reported finding an employee possibly dead in a cubicle in the building's third floor.
Wow.
A cubicle. It's not even like she was in her own separate office, right? Like maybe you could make the argument, oh, she was in her own like corner office and people just didn't disturb her. People thought she clocked out and left early. She was in a cubicle. People walked by this woman.
Yeah, Wells Fargo, I think, has had a few strange things happen over the
I was
years
go
recently.
I was gonna say, I heard recently about how apparently Wells Fargo is not like the greatest company. Allegedly, they are uh kind of shady. I
Yeah.
don't know too much about it. I'd have to do some research on it, but allegedly they
Excuse
are
me.
quite shady.
Yeah, but they keep going on. They're big. Excuse me. They're big business.
Yeah, well, yeah, sadly that's going to be the case with this situation. They are most likely going to fill the position within a month. They'll just wipe the desk down and put someone else in the exact same desk and chair. They're probably not even going to replace it.
They may not even wipe the desks down.
Oh God. That's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just figured I would start it off on a nice light note. You know, something nice and light where another major corporation yields takes another life and gives no care in the world.
Well,
Um
people are dying at work there.
yeah, well, and you know, the important I think the major thing to focus on this is absolutely it is a tragedy that this person passed. But
Yes.
I think my focus is on the aspect of how the company handled past and is handling it now. In the
Yeah.
aspect of what's the point of a manager? You're telling me the manager wasn't paying attention to his workers. It took 4 days. It was over a weekend. I get it, but Friday and Monday. It took
Mm.
the article said at 4:55 p.m. on Monday, which means they went through 2 whole work days and was unaware. The whole point of a job of a manager's job is to manage the people on the floor.
Yeah.
So
They probably won't even pay the family for overtime.
they won't, of course they won't. Right. I saw someone recently say on a post, they said the saddest part is probably the first thing that they did was clock her out for they set her as a clock out for the previous time when she was supposed to clock out so they don't have to pay her or the family.
Yeah.
That was probably the first thing they did. And that was really, really depressing. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing to focus on is the fact that realistically their apologies or their condolences are purely PR related and realistically are not founded from the company. They're founded because this was put on news. So, you know, and the fact that the position will be most likely not even given to someone, it'll probably just be tacked on to the skeleton crew that is already
Yeah.
working themselves really hard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, I feel terrible for the family.
yeah,
This is really terrible.
yeah, I agree.
And so yeah, you have some other stuff, right?
Oh, I got plenty of stuff. Came
Okay.
across an article earlier today, actually, and it was called Doing Lunges While Brushing Your Teeth and Other Ways to Stack Healthy Habits. I I can't I need people to realize when you see an article like this, when you see an article that says you can brush your teeth and get exercise in. And you've got this nice woman with her dog, and it's supposed to be a happy-go-lucky story on how you can stack routines and exercises. This is not good. This is not a good thing to be promoting. But like most news stuff, it is promoted in a way to because that's what works and sells. The reason, the core reason a person like this would be stacking, doing lunges and jumping jacks while brushing their teeth is because they don't have time to get exercise in on their daily life
Well,
because
yeah. So then,
because society has ruined the free time and has ruined everyone's ability to have access to time that they would use to better themselves through exercise or through some form of leisure in that time frame.
yeah. Well, I've heard of people brushing their teeth in the shower and
That's
shaving while they're in the shower. But you got to be careful. You drop the razor blade, you get circumcised again.
nice. Nice.
You know.
Look, here's the thing with that, right? Brushing again though, the foundation of brushing your teeth in the shower is because you lack time. You are
Right.
lacking time.
Right.
So, brushing your teeth in the shower in my book I think is is a little different than doing exercises while brushing your teeth because
Hmm.
realistically, you're brushing your teeth for all of 2 minutes. 2 minutes worth of lunges is not going to like do just about anything. You get more exercise going up and down the stairs of your 2-story house in a day than you do doing 2 minutes worth of lunges. So unless you're brushing your teeth for like 10 minutes and you're somehow also washing your face while lunging under the sink, you're not doing anything. And this article is simply just promoting and trying to normalize the idea that you should be multitasking your mundane experiences with other things like exercise, because whether it's to push a narrative that people in America are unhealthy and we have to try and get people to be healthy, or it's simply to normalize that people don't have time for mundane things anymore, and we now have to
Mhm.
start stacking 2 to 3 mundane tasks on top of each other.
Yeah, the
What?
funniest thing I saw in regard to that was, I have a professional treadmill. I've had it for 20 years, but it's really a professional treadmill. And I can watch videos or TV while I'm on the treadmill.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing I've seen was somebody on the treadmill watching the program, with a big screen and eating a hero sandwich.
Yeah, that's you look. That's a champ right there. That's
Yeah,
a real champion.
yeah,
And mind you, right? Like multitasking is a thing we do as humans all the time. We walk and talk, we listen to music and walk, we talk, whatever. We're driving and listening to music, we'll eat and then like go on our computers at the same time. Multitasking is a common thing. But when you start making articles about something like that, there's a reason for it. It either means that your news organization is it's such in a drought for content that you have
yeah,
literally nothing else to talk about, or you are being tasked with promoting this mindset because of whatever reason. It's the same as when you see those articles that are like, the new miracle juice. If you just drink avocados mixed with kiwis and sesame seed, it'll fix your gut health. And it's like, no, it won't. Those can be healthy for you, but it's not going to be a cure-all. And it's not going to be the reason you stop having cancer or severe skin issues that have to do with your immune system. That's just a news article or website paying for this ad that's been turned into a news article or a press release.
yeah,
So, it's like when new fads come out, like yoga or Pilates, like goat yoga or hot yoga or Pilates yoga. They do the fusion of two things and they try and get people to buy it.
mhm.
Similarly, that's what I see about doing lunges and brushing your teeth.
Yeah. I mean, just taking up space with senseless stuff. You know, you can't take it seriously. It's just taking up time. Like you said, they probably didn't have any articles to put in, and they just filled it up. It was a filler.
Well, and you see that a lot, right? Like that's what happens when you have a news article or a news company that is required to push out content consistently across multiple platforms, right? You need one science article a week, you need one oddity article a week, you need a news piece 3 times a week or 3 times a day, you need a sports one once a day, right? Everything has a specific thing, and if you miss, you get fired. So people just start, like, you can only write about so much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
only make so much content. And so at a certain point, you just start making content up. You just start looking for things to make content about. And for
Yeah.
this case, it's brushing your teeth and doing lunges. Uh,
Yeah. Well, it could be worse. Brushing your teeth, doing other things, which I won't get into, but you know,
you know, but see, that's productive.
yeah, sure.
That's just productive. You're killing two birds with
Uh,
one stone right there, and it's a good time.
yeah,
Keeping
and
hygiene and stress release.
yeah, in my age, I find myself multitasking too much. It's only going to get me into trouble, I can forget to turn the oven off if I'm doing something else, or if I'm on the phone and I get a phone call and I have something in the oven, or I
Yeah,
go
and
out,
and I
things.
think that's an important thing to bring up is I think though we have the ability to multitask, I don't think it's always something we should be relying on, because like you just said, people, not just you, and I would argue it has nothing to do with your age or where you're at in life. plenty of people will just multitask and forget that they leave the stove on. They're making tea, or they forget to close the fridge, and now all their food's spoiled. And that's a very, very common thing, and it's due to multitasking because
Yeah.
not everyone's good at multitasking, and some
Yeah.
people are good at it and they're just having a rough day and whatever. So I
Mhm.
think I think it is important to recognize that it's not always, though we can multitask and though we may multitask regularly with small form things like walking and talking, driving and listening to music, you
Excuse
know,
me.
um, looking at a menu or to order food and having a chat with someone, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that we should all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes you're talking so much and you order your food. By the time your food comes, you don't remember what you ordered.
Exactly. And then you get
Yeah.
happy because you're like, oh my God, I love this. I
Yeah.
forgot I ordered it. Cool. Thanks, me.
Yeah. What's your next topic? Anything special?
The last one I had was the one that you brought up, which was the Taylor Swift canceling the Vienna Eras Tour concert
Hmm.
after two were arrested in an alleged terror plot.
Yeah, that was scary.
You know more of this than I do. So what was the meat and potatoes of this?
Well, they found a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old who supposedly were going to perform a terrorist act and start shooting. And then one of them said he was going to kill himself after he did it.
Oh,
And one of the directors of the concert uh, canceled it, canceled the concert at the time. And he said the best thing for people to do when they go to a concert is not to, if they're in the back, to stay in the dark corner in the back, and if they see something that they feel is not kosher, or they hear something, go get a security person.
yeah.
But they, as he said, there are many layers of safety. It's not like, oh, somebody just snuck in and broke into the concert. I mean, when you got such a large concert like this, and somebody gets in, it can happen anytime, any place.
Well, right. The bigger the stadium, the bigger the event, the easier it is for one to two people to just slip in because this isn't the, wow, I was about to say this isn't the president, but we just had a former president get nearly offed. So I
Yeah,
can't make that argument anymore because it shows our Secret Service is not the greatest. I was going to make the comparison by saying it's not the White House. The Secret Service is guarding at all times,
yeah, but
as
if
proven
yeah,
not. The point being is it's easy to slip in. You see, if anything, you see it all the time at festivals and major concerts like EDM concerts. They'll have 2 to 3 fenced gates, like fencings, to stop people from getting into the concert because they can't have, because it's like acres and acres of land. And you see social media posts all the time of a kid. He'll hop the first fence and he sprints to the next one as a cop is chasing him. He hops over the next and he's in. And he just blends in with the crowd and they don't find him.
yeah, and it's not so much a police officer. It's they're hiring security. They're not getting paid a lot, and
Well, yeah,
it's
that adds an extra layer of easiness to get in. Is yeah, you're it's not even a cop who has a pension and has better pay and you so on and so forth. It's a security guard getting paid probably 20 to 25 an hour to watch a door. And he's doing this. This is his nightly routine. This is probably his part-time gig. And he went to go take a leak or go get a sandwich and came back and the doors were open.
yeah, and like I remember when I used to go to the Rays games, you they'd take away you know, I think bottles of water, and they'd wand you, and you had to give them your not your backpacks and everything. But the
Yeah.
people that did it, I mean, they didn't look like they were professional people. It looks like they were retirees looking for a job.
No, that's
And
what it always is because the machines are doing the work. They just gotta They
Yeah.
they just got to stand there. They're just the body, the face of they're the deterrent is not even the machines or the people. It's just the idea of it. Because I forget where I had read that from, but I had read years ago that there was a study that found even if the machines and things weren't working, just having those things there, just literally having a guy stand there with a wand. The wand could
Excuse me.
be a shell. There could be nothing in there. It doesn't even work. The x-ray machine could be empty and it doesn't work. Just having those things there and having people go through the motion of doing it will deter something like 60% of people who would have done something. And like this is years ago, so don't like claim this as a hard thing, but I could have sworn I read something about it. And it's crazy. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
like
these
they don't
guys,
need professional security guys. They just need someone to stand there and hold the wand.
yeah, these guys at the concert were motivated, by Iraq and a couple of the organizations, that we're always fighting against.
Mhm.
Um, and who knows? Maybe they thought they're going to meet the holy people when they die. Who knows?
Well,
Stupid as a stupid does, but
what
unfortunately, the innocent die.
yeah. Well, no, these two were arrested, so they didn't harm anyone, which is good.
Yeah, but they got two of them. You don't know how many there were. You never know. You
Yeah.
never know.
Well,
You go to a mall today. You don't know what's going to happen. You go to a concert. Um,
well, that's any
um,
large body of area. There was a school
yeah,
shooting that happened. I think it was today or yesterday.
yeah,
I just saw it on
yeah.
I
Schools
forget.
used to be the safest place to go to. I mean, now
Georgia. Georgia, yeah, yeah.
Georgia. Yeah, yeah.
Appalachia, Apalachee. Um,
Mhm.
some people call it Appalachie, but I I don't care. I think that's the correct way of saying it, and I'm going to continue to say like the Appalachian Trail instead of Appalachian, Appalachian. Appalachie High School.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is an article from NBC from about an hour ago. School shooting live updates.
Crazy times. You
Yeah,
know what
this
makes it
is
crazy? A man my age, I had to go to the doctor today for a lab test. And right next to the doctor's office is a place where you get fingerprinted and vetted to get a carry permit.
mm,
I could have walked in within whatever the time span is, a few days. They would fingerprinted me, vetted me, get the results. A man my age could have gotten a gun. Uh, Anybody could get it in Florida, Texas, a lot of states. And again, I don't believe guns kill. I believe people kill. Crazy people kill. But it's just something you're not going to be able to stop if somebody who's crazy or somebody who has a beef or somebody who's a religious zealot wants to do something. You're lucky if you stop them. So if it was just these two kids, then they got lucky.
yeah.
And with all the money that Taylor Swift is making, there is no reason for her to put her life on the line. Uh, and I went on Amazon. You could buy They have these little folding, they're about 3 inches, become 6 inches, little folding guns that look like cigarette lighters or don't look like anything, where you can put a bullet in it. Uh,
You Googling this? You going on Amazon and doing this?
yeah.
You're probably on a list. If I'm being honest, if you're going on Amazon and looking up foldable guns, you're probably on a watch list right now.
I probably am. It says uh, lawful things that you can purchase on Amazon
Right.
that people. Hey, I bought it. I bought a hatchet, right?
I know, but like that is completely different. Buying a hatchet or a sword is so different from buying a gun off Amazon. That's like Googling how to build a bomb. Like
No, it's
immediate red flag.
yeah,
Immediate.
it's the unusual things that are legally purchased on
I
Amazon.
know, but you like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, how to build a bomb in your backyard from scratch. It's like obviously that's gonna get flagged. You're not building a legal bomb. You're
Yeah,
building one off of like stuff you can find from Home Depot. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, how to build
I
mustard gas.
I
Like,
understand. I understand, but I
oh
forget.
my
S-
God.
Sometimes I need to entertain myself. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy that stuff.
I'm just saying, if you get a
Yeah,
knock on your door anytime in the next year, if you keep searching this up, just know I told you so.
yeah, I know. But you bail me out, right? You fly in and bail me out, right?
Yeah. I'll be like, don't worry. He was just looking at him. He wasn't gonna buy him.
Yeah, but I
And then
could.
I'm gonna be on a list.
Yeah, I
Be
could. I could have done it today. I gave my
oh
blood, and
my
then I
God.
could have walked right 50 feet away from my doctor's office in there, and by what's today, Wednesday? By I think Friday, I could have gotten the carry permit.
Well, yeah, I mean in Florida and Texas, you guys are brain dead when it comes to that. Like it's ridiculous. I
Yeah,
like mind you, I am all for people having the right to defend themselves, but I think there is a clear line between wanting to defend yourself and literally just having an addiction and desire to just collecting and buying weapons because you are either a doomsday prepper thinking you're going to be able to fight off the government, or you just have some weird addiction to these mass killing machines. Because it's
well,
always my favorite, right? They're like, well, I'm stocking up in case because no government's coming to my door. Buddy,
yeah. If they
one
want to cut,
napalm,
that's
one
right.
singular napalm. I promise you, your 15 guns in your little safe, you're not stopping a singular tank or a
Yeah,
singular napalm
yeah.
with
It's
your
not
like.
really the government I'm worried about. It's the crazies.
Yeah, but if
But
you're dealing with the crazies, great. You can have like a couple, one by your nightstand, one in the safe, and then like one in secret. Cool. And you got the ammo and stuff, whatever. But like there are people who have safes and safes and safes full of these things.
yeah, I
Like,
understand.
what your whole personality is this, and then your defense is, well, in case the government comes knocking. Buddy,
Yeah,
you don't stand one drone strike. They don't even have to be there. They could do it on an
yeah,
iPad.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry to tell you, they're
It,
not going to knock.
yeah,
They're knocking. You're gonna see it from heaven. You're not
yeah.
gonna be there. You'll
You're
be
right.
in.
You're right. It's like
Some guy
uh,
with 8 acres who's practicing in his backyard is not going to outclass SEAL Team 6. I'm sorry.
uh, or the boys, as they say.
Right, but like all of those guys, you're telling me $2 trillion goes to the U.S. Defense Department every year, right? This year so far, $2 trillion. I think we're expected to hit 2.5 trillion. $898 billion was obligated budgets that went to various departments, the Marines, the military, and so forth. 1.2 trillion is just free. They just can do whatever they want with it. $1.2 trillion for them to just muck about. I'm sorry. I am sorry to tell you. We have I think it's seven of the 11 aircraft ocean carriers in the world. Something like that. I think it's seven. Might be six. There's only 11 of them in the world, and we have seven of them. I Your little backyard defense with your little blocks of chopped down trees as sandbag deterrents is not going to stop the tanks and the napalms and the drone strikes. I am sorry to tell you, the ballistic missile cannot be stopped by a handgun.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Oh my God.
Everything's AI computerized.
And
This,
realistically, if we do end up in some type of apocalypse where it's every man for himself, I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not staying. You think I want to live through that? What the hell? I'm a hole up in Costco, and that's where I'll die, in Costco, with all the good food and a nice
Ha!
bricked up building, and that'll be it. Why the hell would I want to stay? Who the hell would want to stay if it really was like Walking Dead, like the end? Why
Mhm.
the hell would I want to stay? The
Oh
human
boy,
spirit, get the fuck out of here.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Oh my God. It's funny. I'm sorry. I
yeah,
went on a whole tangent because it's always so funny.
yeah.
I am
Today,
all for defending yourself, but there is a clear line between delusion and reality.
yep. I mean, those drones up in the air, tap, 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 tap on the computer.
Yeah.
Okay, we got him zoomed in. That's it.
Yeah. And
Uh,
also it's always a fun thing to keep in mind as well is any type of new tech that the general public gets is usually has usually been within the military for years or some degree of it. So like AI, for example, we got AI recently, a year or two ago. Realistically, we probably had some form or some degree of AI prior to this that the military has been using for years. Almost always how it works, because before you release it to the public, they want to make sure they have a mastery over it so that it can't be used against them. So any type of
uh,
new tech or new device that's been released has most likely been used by some section of the Defense Department, uh, whether in testing or in use.
question: why is it that so many of the films that are coming forth recently, some of them are older that weren't released, that
Mhm.
have gone to video, or some of them are new, and the aliens land, or we're fighting aliens? Why are they always bugs?
There are always bugs that I would argue you can blame people like Hitchcock and Stephen King for, because historically, like your generation and older generations were very grossed out and scared by bugs, right? The giant spider, birds, isn't it called Swarm? It's like that movie about locusts or something.
Yeah.
In the Bible, you've got that one punishment or some shit like that, where it's a swarm of locusts that go over the town. Bugs have always been, because they're small critters and they're creepy crawlies, and they're so small that they can climb in your ear or in your nostril or whatever. It's always been considered a creepy, scary thing. So what better way to embellish on that than to make them life size and aliens? Another
Hmm.
one is octopi, because octopi are considered some of the most intelligent species on Earth, next to dolphins and us. And so there's constantly, that's what Cthulhu is. Cthulhu, the big scary space demon guy. Uh, Aliens are always made to be octopi-like or bug-like, because
Hmm.
those are two very common things, right? A lot of aliens tend to have long, slithering tentacles like a snake, and it wraps around you and chokes the life out of you, or it's poisonous, or it grabs you or whatever, because tentacles are fluid. They're fluid like, they're water like, and they can be creepy, and they can climb into cracks and crevices, and they can
Hmm.
reach you in 8 directions. That's all. But
Yep.
fun fact, anytime you see a movie that has military stuff in it, like tanks, guards, anything like that, or a scene with the military paid for that. That is your taxpayers' money going towards propaganda. You're welcome.
Okay.
That
Maybe.
is that is factually a thing. In Katy Perry's I forget what it was, Teenage Dream, I think it was. She has tanks, or no, not Teenage Dream, older one than that. Somewhere in the early, before 2010, she had a music video come out, and she's got tanks. Military subsidized the music video so that they can promote and normalize military exposure to the public and get it be like, yeah, military. So anytime you see that in a film, that's paid for. That
Oh,
military
okay.
actively paid for that scene to be in the film. So like a lot of the Marvel ones, right? Like Iron Man 1, 2, 3, Captain America, all those. The Hulk with oh, what's his name? My favorite Hulk. Uh,
Ferrigno,
no. Who's the daughter from
Ban, uh,
who's the daughter from Armageddon? She
oh,
looks like she reminds me of Anne Hathaway, but she's not Anne Hathaway.
Edmund, the daughter, that she wasn't in the Hulk.
Yes, she
You're
was.
talking about
Arm
the rock singer's daughter.
Liv Tyler.
Yeah, she's that famous rock singer's daughter.
Yeah, Liv Tyler was also, oh, she was also in Lord of the Rings. Why the hell did I not put that first? What the hell? Um, she was in The Incredible Hulk, 2008. That's Wait,
Really,
hold on. Is this the Hulk I'm talking about? Yeah, this Hulk. 2008.
really.
Edward Norton. God damn, I keep forgetting his name.
Ah,
Edward Norton is first off a great actor, but yeah,
yeah,
like
yes,
in that
yes.
one too. Same thing. There's constant military stuff that's subsidized by the military. That's
Yeah.
where part of that $1.2 trillion goes to.
Oh, okay, okay. So we've ventured into another topic.
We
You have
ventured
any?
into 17 topics, four
I have
rants.
one more short topic. Do we have to break?
No, go. Oh, yeah, we do. Oh my God. Thank you. Hold on. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Hello. Hi. Cool. Sorry. Time was running out. We had to change the film, the reel on the film. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is just a short version of something that I wanted to the audience to acknowledge. Um, I enjoyed a lot of series during the early and early 60s, mid 60s, and I used to watch them religiously. They were very entertaining. Um, and unfortunately, I noticed that four of the actors from four different series in the last year, and especially recently, passed away, and kind of upset me because most of them are older than me, of course, but some of them not too much older. One of them was James Darren, and he was an actor and singer who starred in those surfer movies called Gidget, and he was known as Moondoggie. And they were very lighthearted beach party movies, um, which later on brought Frankie Avalon into the picture and Nat Funicello. He then became a recognized actor. He did his first movie, Rumble on the Dock, Guns of Navarone. He did a series, Time Tunnel, and T.J. Hooker. He did on TV, which I love to watch. And more importantly, he had a very good voice. He was a recording artist. He had a number 3 on the Billboard 100 called Goodbye Cruel World. And he was exceedingly, exceedingly handsome. He was in the vein of the 60s teenage idols, Frankie Avalon and a few of those type uh, of people, but he exceeded them. He worked on nightclubs along with Buddy Hackett, who was a comedian. He later on did Flintstone. He played Jimmy the Rocket. He did Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And there were so many things he did, I can't even list them. And he, I read the article today, he passed away. He was 88 now. 88's a nice age, but he I remember him just a few years ago doing stuff. He was still very good looking with a very gray hair and still was able to before he got sick, still was able to sing very nicely. He was trying to be a crooner like Sinatra and Dean Martin. Now, the thing that bothers me about what I'm going to say is that your generation and even the generation after you and after that never heard of the series that I talk about, and you never experienced the fun of watching these series, especially, like I said, T.J. Hooker, and some of you watch The Flintstone or The Time Tunnel. None of you will get the opportunity. So I'm just bringing it up. A very, very, very nice man, very talented singer, director, actor, passed away on Monday in Los Angeles at the age of 88. In January of this year, another actor, singer, director, which I didn't even know passed away, it was David Soul. David Soul was known for Starsky and Hutch, who were two detectives who, from 1975 to 1979, were on TV and had a big series. He died at age 80, which is kind of scary. And another good-looking, talented man with a very good voice, who was also on the top 100 charts in his day. And he passed away. And I looked it up. His partner in the movies, Paul David Glazer, he passed away a few years ago. So all the people I'm watching so far, I guess because they made their hits in the 60s. Again, Starsky and Hutch was his hit. They have to be very old, so you live a certain amount of years, right, Pete?
Yep.
Now, and two more I got, and that'll be it. One of the biggest hits on television from 1964 to 1968 was The Man from U.N.C.L.E., starring David McCallum. He passed away last year at age 90. He was a heartthrob, really good-looking guy. Because you notice I'm saying good-looking, because on TV they had to attract the women also. And he played in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which later on, with Henry Cavill, became a movie years later. It was a bomb, but the series was great. And he was Ilya Kuryakin, and his partner, Robert Vaughn, was known as Napoleon Solo. And in my day, in the mid-60s, if you just mentioned Napoleon Solo or Ilya Kuryakin, you knew, oh, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And mention it now, huh? Well, people go, huh? What was that? Well, watch the series. It was pretty humorous and fun. And the last one was really simple. Two guys and a Corvette. And I wanted to get a Corvette because I watched George Maharis, who died last year. He was in Route 66, and it was an ongoing series. Now, two guys in a Corvette who traveled on Route 66 throughout the United States, and they would meet different kinds of people, and as you know, they drove and stopped, they would have fun and get into trouble. Not they would get into trouble. Let's say they would meet trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the premise of the show. Route 66, and you get off and you go to a small town or whatever. And he too would sing from time to time. So all these older actors, I'm not talking about big stars like Charlton Heston or stars like that, are B stars, let's say, who made television enjoyable, are starting to pass away, and that makes me very, very sad because they're in my age category or older, a little older. And some of you people, your generation, will never know about it unless they're told to watch Route 66, Man from U.N.C.L.E., the original one, Starsky and Hutch, or just Google James Darren, see some of the works he did, because most of them were very, very, very good. So that's all I wanted to say. Let's not lose sight of the past, because just because the present is becoming so confusing, the past, even though we had wars in the past, uh, we did have some shows that didn't wreck our minds about uh, what sex somebody is, what politics somebody follows, things along those lines. They were simple shows that entertained you on a weekly basis, and you look forward to them coming. We didn't have streaming, but now we do. So maybe you can catch some of these on TV Land or whatever. I'm not sure. And that's all I wanted to say. You have any comments?
No, I don't think I do. The only thing I would jokingly say is you have to find the shows the same way you got to catch a rabbit, because you don't know where it's going to be. It's going to go in different little streaming services and different holes.
Yeah,
So
you're
good,
right.
good luck on the hunt. You got to go hunting for these things. Set your trap, find the
yeah.
shows, and watch them before they escape, because they will do that.
Or you could go to Amazon, and I'm sure you could buy
Oh
the
yeah, that's
videos.
true. Yeah, you could pay for them for like whatever, $3 or something. You get like a whole
Yeah,
season for I think $5 or something.
yeah. And I just want to say one last thing. I saw the modern show, modern movie Horizon,
Good.
and 3.5 hours. And I usually love what's Kevin Costner's works, and I don't want to give it a bad review because I like Kevin Costner, but
Mm-hmm.
terrible,
Yeah, there it is.
absolutely terrible. So I'm talking old stuff opposed to new stuff, you know. So anyway, I'm finished.
Yeah, no, I think is great. Not that they're dead, but that you put in what you wanted to put in. Um, Sorry about the Kevin Costner, but yeah, with
Yeah, I
that
am.
we
I
with that
am. I'm sorry.
we can close out. We'll see what next holds. As of the end of this recording, I will be running to a audition for New York Fashion Week. We'll see if I can get in.
Good
That'll be
luck.
cool. I gotta go shave this thing right here. Um, mm, then run off to New York. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
With all
Uh,
that being said, everyone who is watching, have a good evening, night, morning, breakfast, lunch, train ride, drive, whatever you are doing. I hope you find some joy in your day, a little chuckle, a little laugh, a little something.
a little something is good. Find a little something.
Unless it's in your spouse, then you want a big something. All
That's
right.
right.
Then with that, goodbye. Peace
And goodbye,
out.
everybody. Peace out.